we did this last year, but maybe we just do a show of hands, I guess, for anyone who is making a motion or seconding or voting for a motion. Try and keep it as non-chaotic as we can. If you could also state your name, in case some of you don't have videos on or it's just showing your phone number, if you could also state your name for our minutes, that would be great. The warden, Larry Martin. Warden, would you like to share a few comments with the group today?
Yes, if you don't mind, Dave, thanks very much. And the emphasis will be on few, so I know we're all on time. But to say that the last year has been a challenge for everybody would be a definite understatement. I think we've all heard everything we could hear about the way everything has been run and is running, but with the numbers of people getting vaccinations in their arms going up, and the number of people that are becoming ill, those numbers are going down. That flicker at the end of the tunnel is now becoming a little bit more of a brighter light. And hopefully when we get on down the road a little bit further, it'll become even brighter than ever so that we can see our way to enjoy what will be left of the summer when we get to that point. And like I said, I don't think I need to remind you people the challenges and tribulations that all our small businesses, all our businesses as far as that goes, have had to face. And you've been a significant help in trying to keep them alive and sustainable. And let's hope we can keep this going on. And as long as we will persevere, we know that, but it just takes some patience and some understanding. And with that, David, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. At this time, I'll call for approval of the agenda as presented. Ken Whiteford, thank you. Seconder for Ken's motion. Liz McKinnon, thank you. All opposed? We've carried. At this time, I'll call for adoption of the minutes of our annual general meeting held September 11th, 2020. And make sure I pay attention to the screen. Sam, thank you. Seconder for Sam's motion.
Rachel,
thank you. All opposed? Hearing none, carried. Call for a motion to ratify the actions undertaken by the Board of Directors for the fiscal year from April 1st, or previous fiscal year, April 1st, 2020 to March 31st, 2021.
Juanita.
Thank you, Anita. The seconder for Juanita's motion.
Liz.
Thank you, Liz. All opposed? That is carried. Mr. Treasurer, will you please present the audited financial statements for the year ended March 31st, 2021?
With good fortune, I remembered to take the mute off. Well, maybe that's misfortune for you. Hi, I'm Russ Mitchell. I'm treasurer of the organization. The financial statements were audited and prepared by the local accounting firm of McKechnie, Warnick and Company. Our fiscal year end is March 31st. Our financial statements represented 12 months of operations. We use fund accounting to keep the various programs distinct and separate one from another. During the year, we operated 6 funds, one more than the previous year. I'll just comment briefly on each of the funds. The operating fund, this is our general operations covering wages, administration expenses, etc. It's funded by contributions from FedDev Ontario and the County of Oxford. During the year, we received from FedDev $404,517. The investment fund is our core lending fund. It was funded in 1993 when the organization first opened. It is a perpetual loan fund that grows by loan repayments and interest received back from existing loan clients. During the year, the investment fund advanced $2,629,847. The Oxford Economic Stimulus Fund, this is the new fund for the year in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The County of Oxford contributed $1 million to it. Community Futures via the Sand Plains Fund contributed $500,000 to it. $655,000 in loans were dispersed during the year. Future Oxford Legacy Fund. This fund is funded by the County of Oxford. We received a total of $100,000 in capital this year from the county to be used for loans and grants. There was $125,000 in loans dispersed during the year. Sand Plains Fund. A transfer was made from the Sand Plains Fund in the amount of $500,000 to fund the Oxford Economic Stimulus Fund from our side. There were no loan advances made during the year from the fund. The board fund, really our reserve fund, is from rental income and monies received from other non-Fed Dev programs in past years. Remember that we own our own building, so it's owned in the board fund. Equity investments. There were no investments made during the year. Interest earned. We received a total of $274,267 in total interest income from all our funds during the year. The balance sheet, which is on page 3, is strong for all the funds. It looks like a little bit of funny stuff due from and to each other, but we got that sorted out subsequent to the end of the year. The expenses are on pages 5 and 6, and I'll just comment briefly on a few of them there. The administrative expenses, the professional development was lower than last year because of COVID and not being able to get together. Advertising, business development expenses were lower than the previous year as well. Software and support were higher due to IT upgrades and computers. Community development expenses, their special projects or community economic development grants. A total of $127,944 was dispersed in special projects and grants. Loan management expenses. An adjustment for the provision was made this year after review of each of the loan fund balances. Percentage was allocated based upon the risk to represent individual loans in that particular fund. Occupancy cost. That includes the rent, utilities, repairs and maintenance contract. And just to note, a new roof was installed during the year and that was paid for by the board fund. In the operating fund, there was a surplus of $62,029 for the year. This year, there were no funds that were permanently transferred from the investment fund to the operations fund. So that was a very good thing there. If there are any questions, I'd be pleased to try and answer them. If not, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Russ. Wonderfully succinct as always. At this time, I would like to call for a motion to appoint McCackey, Warnick and Company as our auditors for the current fiscal year, 2021-2022.
Gary.
Gary, thank you. I have a seconder for Gary's motion.
Ross.
Ross, thank you very much. Any comments or questions? All opposed? Seeing none, that is carried. Thanks again,
Mr.
Ross.
Chair, we need to receive and approve those financial statements.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, okay. Sorry, just distracted. Call for a motion to approve. Someone like to move the approval
Ross,
of the audited
move that.
financial statements? Thank you, Ross. Seconder for Ross's motion?
Liz,
Liz, thank you. Comments or questions? All opposed? Hearing and seeing none, that's carried. Thanks again, Ross. Appreciate it. At this time, we will let staff take over to present the annual report. Alan will present some highlights of the report, also comment on operations, some of the more prominent loans that we made for the year and our community economic development program. Al, at your leisure.
Okay, thanks. I'm just going to start sharing my screen, so just give me 1 second. Get the right thing going here. So share. Then we've got to get this going. Get rid of that. Okay, can everybody see that? We're good? I see Ross nodding. Okay, well, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I'm glad that we could have our members and our members of County Council. We've got county staff with us, our community partners here with us today. Some colleagues of mine have joined the call. So thank you everyone for joining us today for our annual general meeting. We are the Oxford Small Business Support Center, operating as Community Futures Oxford. And our mission, it hasn't changed. It is the creation and preservation of jobs throughout Oxford County by supporting small business development, entrepreneurship, and skills training, and by fostering community economic development. That's our brand, and our website is cfoxford.ca. It's been a busy year, and we know what we've had to face during this past year, but we're happy to also report that we refreshed our strategic plan, and the board got together. We were able to get together even safely during this past fiscal year, and we refreshed our strategic plan. Our strategic priorities: communications, financial sustainability, partnerships, and services. Those are our 4 main priorities. We want to continue to ensure that people know about us, that we are communicating our value, and that we are delivering value. We want to make sure that we are financially sustainable. Obviously, every nonprofit is concerned about that, especially during these times. And of course, that we continue to maintain our partnerships and we build new partnerships. We value our partners, and many are on the Zoom meeting today. So thank you to all our partners. And of course, we want to ensure that we are delivering the right services, that people know about our services, and that if there is any room for improvement or adding new services, that's what we want to focus on. And so we're happy to report that we did get our strategic plan passed. And actually the board is working on an opportunity right now. So stay tuned. That's all I can say. Business services. So we meet with entrepreneurs, we talk to entrepreneurs, we give one-on-one advice. Obviously, that's been a little different in the past year, but our inquiries have gone up. They've almost doubled. Our in-depth consultations have almost doubled, and our businesses assisted. So we continue to meet with people, whether it's online or on the phone or however we can. And of course, workshops are lower because we weren't able to meet in person, but definitely it was a busy year for our business services. Over 1,000 inquiries, 700 in-depth consultations, 283 businesses assisted, and again, the 4 workshops and 603 jobs influenced by doing that. So just so that people know that, if someone is thinking about starting a business, they can reach out to a business consultant. They've got questions. They want to work on a business plan. And we work with our partners within the county to make sure that these folks get off on the right foot. And we want to make sure that they contact us so we can help them. We have experienced professionals that are here to help. And of course, if someone is putting together a grant application, they can talk to our CED officer. Business financing, we know that this is very important, and this is one of our core businesses here at Community Futures Oxford. During the past year, we created the Oxford Economic Stimulus Fund, and this was done in partnership with Oxford County and Oxford Connection. And we are very grateful for this partnership. It was a $1.5 million fund that was created specifically to help our businesses recover from the impacts of COVID-19. And there are some Oxford Connection folks on the call today, and as I mentioned, county staff too. So we've had good success with this program. We've helped many businesses and have influenced many jobs. So this was a Made in Oxford solution that we are very proud of. And the other aspect was there was also the grant potential. And so we've also dispersed many grants this year. So the Oxford Economic Stimulus Fund was one way that we addressed the pandemic. The other program that we delivered, a major program this year, was a Made in Canada solution, and that is the Regional Relief and Recovery Fund. Again, that was a fund to assist small business where they couldn't get funding, where we came in and delivered that on behalf of FedDev Ontario and the federal government. So two major programs that consumed a lot of our time, but was very necessary during the past year. If we just take a look at some of the numbers, I know that Ross touched on some of our results. So our CF program, that's our original investment fund. We did 17 loans at just over $1.2 million, 85 jobs created or maintained. That's a good year for us, 17 loans at 1.2 million. So that's a good year on a normal year. And then add in the Regional Relief and Recovery Fund. That's 34 loans dispersed at almost 1.4 million. And that was as of March 31st, 60 jobs maintained. The Regional Relief and Recovery Fund, that was a CEBA-like loan where those that didn't qualify for CEBA, that they could also come to Community Futures, and that was up to $60,000 to help them with liquidity support. The Sand Plains Community Loan Fund, no loans were dispersed, but the board did take action, and we transferred $500,000 from the Sand Plains Fund into the Economic Stimulus Fund. And so that was decided early in the year of 2020. Community Futures and the board of directors took action, and we worked with the county to create the Economic Stimulus Fund. Future Oxford Legacy Fund, we continue to promote the community sustainability plan and the priorities in that. We had 2 loans dispersed at $150,000 and 6 jobs created and maintained. And then, of course, the Oxford Economic Stimulus Fund. Again, 12 loans dispersed at $655,000. We have earmarked 1.2 million in loans for this fund. So this was as of March 31st, and 172 jobs maintained. Obviously, this was very important to help with businesses and organizations impacted by COVID-19, especially in the downtown core, especially the hospitality related businesses, hence the number of jobs there that were maintained. We are still delivering the Oxford Economic Stimulus Fund, so we are into year 2 of that program. Oxford Young Entrepreneurs, we did not have any grants this year for our young entrepreneurs. And we also deliver Futurepreneur Canada. We didn't have any loans. Again, we were really occupied with helping our businesses succeed. Our financing summary since 1993, 22 million in loans and equity to 372 businesses, 3,100 jobs at a cost of almost 7,000 per job, 42 million of third-party and owner investment leverage, and a total investment leverage factor of 1.91 to 1. So it was a very busy year for us. Community economic development is also an important part of what we do here, and I'm going to ask Lindsay to jump in a minute. In the past fiscal year, we had 19 projects in the amount of $127,944 to almost 40 partners that also invested $186,524. So this was not a typical year for our CED. So it was really nice to see that we could help many. Our office, our board always wants to do more with CED. And so this was a year that we haven't seen in a long time. And again, a lot of that was due in part to the Oxford Economic Stimulus Fund. And just a quick breakout here, you can see kind of what we've done with our CF program. That's a normal year, just over 10,000. Our Future Oxford Legacy Fund, just over $8,700. And our, you can see our Oxford Economic Stimulus Fund was really the big punch this year. And we also looked at Sandplains as an avenue to assist our projects. So again, it was a busy year with CED, and many were supported in this work. The Future Oxford Legacy Fund, we just want to highlight one of the projects. I'm going to ask Lindsay if she wants to jump in now at this point. The Future Oxford Legacy Fund supports projects that achieve actions identified in the Future Oxford Community Sustainability Plan. And the Community Sustainability Plan creates a vision of a sustainable community that balances community, the environment, and economic interests. I'll just ask Lindsay to jump in at this point.
Yeah, so like Al mentioned, this wasn't a typical year. We did quite a few projects, and typically we would have an impact report prepared that would tell you all about them. And when we did that, it ended up being longer than the rest of the annual report. So we will have that information for you in the future. And instead, we decided just to highlight a project to give you an idea of something that the Future Oxford Legacy Fund was able to support. So some of you may be familiar with Indwell, that does provide housing in Oxford County, and they were working on a project that grew food in a community garden that their tenants could learn how to garden, how to grow food, and then also how to use that food to preserve it and to cook it into some baked goods. So the wonderful thing about this project is that it touched on all three pillars. It touched on the community by supporting people who needed that support and skills development. It supported the economy because they're, becoming more workforce ready, working on those food handler skills and things like that. And then it also supported the organization when they sell the preserves and the baked goods. It provides a little bit of income in order to be able to sustain the program into the future. So this was a really nice opportunity. We were really happy to be able to support this project. And this is just such a great example of what a relatively small amount of funding can do for a project trying to get off the ground in our community.
Since 1993, CF Oxford has granted over 1.2 million to 340 projects, which assisted in leveraging a further 4.3 million in economic spending within the county. I'll ask Lindsay to jump in one more time and talk about Thrive Oxford.
So Thrive Oxford was a program we were able to start barely last year. We started at the end of February. We were able to get a few weeks out of the program. We shifted online, and then unfortunately, due to a lot of issues, which included rural internet and the demands that these small business owners found themselves trying to meet, we did have to pause until this fall. But this program was funded by Libro Credit Union, formerly their Prosperity Fund. And it's a business development program that helps women entrepreneurs build and grow a sustainable business. So we help them grow their business in general, but also how they can align with things like the UN Sustainable Development Goals and ultimately become B Corporation certified, which is essentially a third-party designation that certifies a business as a business that is using their a business as a force for good. So we do anticipate being able to relaunch that program in the fall. We hope that it will be safe to do so and that we can kind of relaunch with, you know, hopefully some of the same women. Some have had to move on and some we hope will rejoin the program. So please keep an eye out for that because we'll be reopening for applications in the coming months.
Great, thank you. And yes, that picture was taken before COVID. So we're looking forward to getting back together real soon and seeing people face to face and networking in the community and networking with our community partners. We continue to provide advice and information, and supporting the recovery is what we're all about. The Oxford Economic Stimulus Fund is still available for small businesses to access. This is what we're all about, folks. Propping up tourism and supporting local is another key priority. We know with our community sustainability plan and also with our strategic plan, buying local, supporting local, and locally produced is very important and is facet of our funding today, where we are helping entrepreneurs grow their business and where they can sell their product and build up and thrive and prosper. So thank you very much, everyone, today for joining us. And if you ever need any information, or feel free to refer anyone our way. Thank you from our team. And I'll pass it back over to Dave. Guess I gotta stop sharing.
Thank you, Al.
Might have to remove the spotlight too on me. I don't know.
Yeah, unpin yourself. There you go. Were there any questions from any of the attendees today for Al this time? Put him under the hot light a little bit because he's got a suit on. Anyway, just kidding. Just step outside, Al, to do the same thing. Okay. Oh, congratulations on another great year. Thank you, Deb. Appreciate that. There's a few comments here. I missed. Oh, I see they've all come in recently. I guess I didn't have my chat window open. Anyway, thank you, Deb, Sarah, Todd, and Lori for your comments. Alan and the team at Community Futures have certainly done a lot this year. I think saying that they rose to the occasion would be an understatement. They've certainly done a lot. They're all passionate about what they do. You know, as board members, we're all very thankful to be a part of this organization, and you know, hopefully doing something great for the people of Oxford County. So I see there's some more comments rolling in here. Thanks for your kind words, everyone. If there are no questions for Al at this time, I'll keep an eye here. Keep an eye out here on the chat in case any specific questions come in. But at this time, call for a motion to approve the 2020-2021 annual report as presented. I have to figure out how to change the gallery view. There we go. Okay. Someone want to make that motion?
I will, Ken.
Ken, thank you. Seconder for Ken's motion.
Sam.
Sam, thank you. All opposed? Hearing and seeing none, that is carried. I see Virginia made a comment. Thank you for supporting Downtown Woodstock BIA. Love Downtown Woodstock project. We are trying our best, and there's more to do yet, and we're happy to be involved. Okay, right now we're going to take a moment and elect a new director, and also thank a couple of current board members and past board members that are parting ways with Community Futures. So our latest board member is Gary Wade. Gary's on the call today. Gary has been nominated and agreed to a 3-year term. He's been actually coming to board meetings for a number of months now, but the formal nomination process is kept to, for new directors is kept to our annual general meeting. So Gary has agreed to a 3-year term. We're very excited to have Gary on board. He brings some significant investment prior boardroom experience. He's got experience in both public and private business and private equity across a number of markets and industries. So definitely a valuable voice to have on our board. And we look forward to the next working together for the next 3 years. So at this point, I'd like to call for a motion to nominate. I guess, do I have to make a motion to open nominations? I always forget this. No, I don't. Maybe it's just a formality. Anyway, a motion to nominate Gary Wade for a 3-year term from one of our board members.
Liz,
Oh, Liz with the quick draw, and I saw Ross. How about a second, Ross? Okay.
Ross.
Okay, perfect. All opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Gary, welcome aboard. You made it. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate your contribution so far. For the remaining directors, the annual report does outline the terms that we're all currently working on. And at this point, I would like to have a couple of mentions. One is for Juanita Scott, who's a current director. On behalf of the board and everyone in Oxford County that you've influenced and talked to over the past number of years, Juanita, we'd like to thank you for your contributions. Juanita is retiring from the board this year. So on behalf of everyone, Juanita, once again, thank you. And you will be missed, but we wish you all the best in the future. And I'm sure it will not be the last time we see or hear from you. So thank you very much, Juanita.
thanks, Dave.
As well, a couple of months ago, David Wilton, another valued board member, did have to step down. So we'd like to take a moment and thank Dave for his contributions as well. Maybe he'll be back in the future. And also worth mentioning now, we are, I say this every year, but we are always looking for new board members. Community Futures is always looking for new board members. So if you or anyone you know may be interested, please feel free to reach out to myself or Alan or any of our directors. We'd be happy to give you a brief on what it takes to be a board member, what we typically do, what the commitments are, and we would be happy to do that. So feel free to reach out at your convenience. I don't see any more messages coming in here in the chat, but I'll just take a moment to ask if anyone had any questions or comments that they'd like to share before we call for adjournment. Okay, seeing and hearing none. Would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
Juanita,
Juanita, thank you. This concludes our annual general meeting. Before you go, we do have, thank you for being here with us today. Before you go, we do have some awards to hand out. So stick around. Alan will be presenting a few awards we have this year. Alan,
Okay.
Anything else before we get into our awards presentation?
I think it's all good.
Okay, take us away.
All right, well, thank you, David. And now we're going to transition into our Entrepreneur of the Year Awards and our Community Economic Development Project of the Year. The last year was very challenging. There were a number of entrepreneurs and projects, but we've selected 3 that really stood out in the past year, and our staff got together and we selected the winners. And so without any further ado, we're going to start with the Community Economic Development Project of the Year. The purpose of this award is to recognize an outstanding CED project in Oxford County. The organization leading the project has created a successful initiative and has paved the way for others to benefit and repeat the project. This year's winner received an Oxford Economic Stimulus Fund grant. This project focused on supporting the recovery of the hospitality sector in downtown Tilsenberg. The funds were used to install pop-up patios for BIA members and affiliates and support an Eat Local, Buy Local social media campaign. Additionally, the project hired youth to care for and maintain additional beautification elements. This year's winner is the Tilsenberg BIA Downtown Patio Project. And I'll ask Lindsay to cue up the video.
Community Futures Oxford is pleased to announce that the Tilsenberg BIA is the recipient of the 2020 Community Economic Development Project of the Year. With $25,000 in grant funding from the Oxford Economic Stimulus Fund, the Tilsenberg BIA was able to quickly respond to the needs of restaurants in downtown Tilsenberg. We are proud to recognize how hard the Tilsenberg BIA worked to find creative solutions that supported Main Street businesses. The Tilsenberg BIA's pop-up patio program helps businesses by subsidizing the cost to install patios. This support included lending patio furniture, purchasing umbrellas and patio heaters, and installing patio platforms, as well as promoting the downtown as a safe destination to dine and shop. The program helped to support 32 businesses and resulted in over $77,000 in local spending.
I'm Mark Renault. I'm the Executive Director for the Downtown Tilsenberg BIA, or Business Improvement Area. Our goal is twofold under the Municipal Act, is to beautify the downtown area above and beyond which is provided by the town of Tilsenberg in this case. And the second thing is to promote our shopping destination, our businesses, a place to live. And I and our team and our board of directors, our mission is to get more people to come downtown Tilsenberg, to spend money, spend time, and even with tourists or people who are looking for a place to live, show them what an attractive place that it is. So the project began basically out of necessity from the hospitality sector. As most people know, the hospitality sector was probably one of the most impacted by the lockdowns and the closures. So what we wanted to do was help to facilitate a project where we could get these people to open up their businesses and have wonderful, beautifully decorated, functional pop-up patios where they could offer all their delicious menu choices and their beverages for people to enjoy. So what we did is we worked very cooperatively with Community Futures Oxford to work out a plan where we could restart the patios by, first of all, coming together and figure out who was interested in having one, laying out what was required in terms of furniture or equipment, what promotional supports were required. We had several meetings, we had all those things put together, and then we came up with a plan for implementation. The impact was they were able to survive and thrive through the difficult period when the restaurants were open for outdoor service. That really made a difference for these people, stabilizing their cash flow, getting their employees back to work, because obviously most of their employees were laid off or on reduced hours. So this created an opportunity to rejuvenate their business, and that created excitement and enthusiasm, which became contagious.
My name is Marcel Rosehart. I was born and raised in Tilsenberg, and my business is Christie's Trading. The patio program actually saved us last year, and probably will save us this year as well. Just gave us that option of serving people. We were locked down, so nobody was going inside, and takeout is great, but it didn't solve all the problems. So the patio was a godsend. If we look at the program as a whole and the ability for, like most businesses, to be able to take advantage of that, to be able to put people out in front of their business when they couldn't get people inside, I mean, and just drawing people to downtown. I mean, let's look at the facts. I mean, nobody could go inside anywhere, but you still had people wandering around. And so they gave them the chance to walk up to a patio and have a drink and have dinner and, you know, and be outside and still feel like you were part of the community, right? So you could walk from patio to patio or walk from business to business and just do window shopping and stop and have a drink at my place and then stop and have a drink downtown at another patio somewhere. We could have patio crawls, right? Where you stop and have a drink. And even if that's a soft drink, just see a smiling face and sit and talk with people again. And as we get more and more open and people start moving around again, come on down to Tilsenberg. I mean, what the heck? We're a great spot, right? We got lots of retail. We've got lots of patios. We got lots of food. We got a great area. We got markets everywhere. I mean, this is the kind of thing we should be doing. People don't need to travel all over the world anymore or leave the province in order to see things. We've got lots of great things right here.
Great, excellent. So congratulations to the Tilsenberg BIA. And on the Zoom call with us today is Mark Renault. Mark, if you want to say a couple of words.
Thank you very much. We are certainly very excited and very appreciative of Community Futures Oxford and your board's support for our program. I'm pleased to report that not only are we appreciative of the award, obviously, but as we speak today, we're one of the few BIAs anywhere out of the 300 BIAs in the entire province of Ontario, where we've actually had more businesses that have opened than closed during the pandemic. And I really want to give credit to Community Futures Oxford. I think the money that was invested, and I believe very strongly that stimulus is what is required when you have difficult economic times, really made a difference in terms of I guess it's a sea change in terms of people's confidence in the downtown area. So not only did it rejuvenate the restaurant sector, but it had a spillover effect with everything else that was happening. We've had a record amount of development downtown. We've had record amount of interest, property values, business interest downtown, record low vacancies. This is really, I guess, transformed just from not just the patio project and the positive impact that it had, but it has been a sea change that the statement of confidence in our community and the fact that we moved forward, we didn't cut back, but we actually invested physical investments to make a difference, has paid dividends. And if I were to estimate the economic impact of this, it's into the several hundreds of thousands of dollars now. And in terms of the impact on employment, I know that it's maintained or enhanced employment for more than 100 people. And some of our restaurants, I'm happy to report, even with having limited patio seating, a couple have reported that they've had days now where they're almost back to what would be a normal weekend of business prior to the pandemic beginning. So this is a win-win-win. It's had many spillover effects. I just say thank you to your board. This was money that was well invested. It continues to pay dividends. And again, we just are very appreciative of your confidence in our ability to deliver on the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, and keep up the great work. And I've got to go because I'm going to head down to Tilsenberg right now and get on the patio because that looked really good.
Thank you.
Oh, but before we go, we're going to be now announcing our Young Entrepreneur of the Year. So that might include stopping in to a spa. So maybe we'll get Lindsay to announce our Young Entrepreneur of the Year.
Hi, everyone. I'm really happy to be able to get to announce this award each year. And this year, the timing is perfect because our award winner is set to reopen her business tomorrow in stage 2. So we're very excited for her. And with that being said, our award winner for this year is Kirsten Young, owner of Kind Beauty Spa in Woodstock. And, there's lots of reasons that we selected her. She is the recipient of our Young Entrepreneur Grant back in 2017 and has continued to grow her business in Oxford County, which of course is what the grant intends to support. But what we're really proud of is over the last year, of course, it's been tough for any business, but a personal service business that's been closed perhaps more often than open is tough. And Kirsten used that time to support other businesses in our community by doing the Heart of Oxford contest. So she ran that contest 2 times. The first time she featured over 70 businesses, and I think she managed to have $5,000 in prizes. And then the second round, she had over 100 businesses and I think around $13,000 in prizes. So we're just so proud of Kirsten, how she's grown her business and how she's persevered over the last year. And with that being said, I'm going to give Kirsten a moment to share a few words as well.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. That's so sweet. I truly am completely honored and was beyond shocked. Like it truly is such an honor. So thank you so much to Community Futures Oxford. This is just incredible. Yeah, so I opened my business, thankfully, thanks to Lindsay. I opened my business back in 2018 was my official opening date. And then of course, in my second year of business, COVID hit. So that was a very unexpected turn of events that left, like she said, a lot of people extremely shocked and not knowing where things were going to head. But I took that time off to, try to bring some people together, get some new businesses out there. And with that, I created the Heart of Oxford giveaway. And I have so many other businesses on a list ready to sign up for the next big one. And hopefully I have a big goal for this little next baby of mine. The spa's my first, but huge plans for it. And hopefully we'll be doing another major giveaway in the next few months or so. But I'm so grateful to finally be opening again, and hopefully we can keep businesses going. This is what we're here to do. And any way that I can help any business is the way to go.
Thank you, Kirsten. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah, congratulations. The young entrepreneur, this is an individual that has demonstrated an entrepreneurial spirit and commitment to their business and strives for continuous improvement. And Kirsten has definitely done that. And especially during adversity here, you have survived, and tomorrow is going to be a big day.
Yes, it will. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. And one last award, folks, before we end today. The Access to Capital program, the Entrepreneur of the Year. The purpose of this award is to recognize outstanding achievement by an individual in their pursuit of business excellence in Oxford County. This individual has demonstrated an entrepreneurial spirit, leadership in all aspects of their business, and strives for continuous improvement. This female entrepreneur uses goat dairy produced on her husband's 4th generation family farm in Bright to craft a high quality, lactose-free ice cream. After just 1 year in business, the pandemic made it impossible to use the normal channels for getting a new product on grocery store shelves. Large events where customers could taste test, and food conventions where grocery store buyers learn about new products on the market. With funding from our Regional Relief and Recovery Fund, this business was able to pivot and focus on small independent wholesalers and markets, while also looking to the future sustainability of her business. The 2021 Entrepreneur of the Year goes to Cheryl Haskett of Utterly Ridiculous Ice Cream. And Lindsay, cue it up.
So I'm Cheryl Haskett. I am the CEO and co-founder of Utterly Ridiculous in Bright, Ontario, here in beautiful Oxford County. We make gourmet goat milk ice cream. So we use all natural gourmet ingredients, all locally sourced, and we basically formulate for foodies. So we put together gourmet ingredients like wine and craft beer from the local area, lavender, and then we blend those together with our Ontario goat milk and cream to make something that even the most discerning foodie can enjoy. But we also have this wonderful opportunity because it's goat milk. People who have lactose and casein sensitivities to cow milk can digest it without all the uncomfortable side effects. So we're bringing kind of these two products together for a number of different people. The funding that we have been able to obtain through Oxford Community Futures has been instrumental in being able to not just be resilient, but to be able to look at this current, right? Resiliency is all about bouncing back. And it's been able to not just allow us to, what we hope is bounce back, but to be able to cope and navigate through it right now. So it gave us the ability to adjust the way we were looking at things, to hope for the future, and to create a plan that we feel is actually going to be better than what we initially thought of. It's going to allow us to bring our joy and our passion back into the business, not just create a business that goes across Canada, not just a brand, but something that all of our heart and soul are in, and we can bring that brand back to Oxford County a little bit more, where we haven't been able to do that in the past. So this really enabled us to think creatively and outside of the box, and to find some joy again in the midst of craziness.
Okay, and we've got Cheryl here with us today. Would you like to say a few words, Cheryl?
Oh, how many words can I say other than thank you? I really do want to just thank, Alan and Luigi and Lindsay for all of the support and all of the support that the board's given us. We set out to put a plan in front of the board on expanding across Canada, and we've certainly been able to do that. We're now in BC and Alberta. But of course, the pandemic has been a significant challenge. And so looking at that reality and looking at the future and bringing all that information together, what we realized is we really need to stabilize in this area, and we need to bring back something into just Oxford County and into our lives. And so we've also kind of taken that plan and we've adjusted it a little bit, and we've been able to look at opening something here called the Utterly Ridiculous Farm Life. And so we will be launching to the public as of July 9th, goat yoga and alpaca walks. Our ice cream will be available. People are always asking, can you come, can we come to the farm, and can we come, to your store? And we haven't had our own location in the past. And we have the ice cream, we have the farm, which is here in just such a beautiful setting. We have the goats, we have the animals. Why not bring people here? And so we're super excited to be able to do that. I'm probably going to need a spa day, and I'm going to need a patio for a really cold beverage and a really good meal, because I'm sweating from being outside all morning, still trying to get everything going. COVID's been challenging for contractors and everything else. So it's going to be like a race to the finish to be open. But we're super excited. The other thing that we're really happy about is I really feel like Oxford Community Futures understands this area. So you understand business, you understand rural business, and you're understanding not just what we were trying to do in terms of wholesale products and bringing products to market and what that means and what that looks like over a time frame, but also being able to look at farm and community and what that can do to this area. And so it's been just incredible to be able to work with partners who get that. It isn't just about a balance sheet, it's about the entire plan and the entire story and what that can do for the community. And so that's just something from the bottom of my heart. I just want to say thank you, because it's been wonderful to work with you on that. We've been able to strengthen the business. We're looking forward to contributing to recovery, both in the tourism sector as well as producers and artisans. We're partnering with over 50 producers and artisans in this area to bring their products to our store and to collaborate with local people. We've been able to bring on three full-time and one part-time person for this project, which is really, really exciting, youth in particular. And so, yeah, I'm excited for what the future holds. I'm excited to welcome all of you at some point to come by, see us, say hello, drop in for an ice cream. I'll be here. Thanks so much.
Well, congratulations once again. And yeah, we definitely have a few things we have to do now. We have to get to Tilsenberg, got to get out on a patio, and on the way home, we got to pick up some ice cream, and then, book an appointment at the spa that opens tomorrow. So congratulations to all our winners.
And a goat yoga session, Alan.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Goat yoga, I think, is just meant to be together.
Okay, well, it's 12:59, folks. We're going to wrap up. I want to congratulate our winners once again, and also mention that there were other CED projects that were also very successful during the past year. I know that the chambers in Oxford County have been working hard. The BIAs have been working hard. Oxford Connection has been working to support small business. Our chambers were impacted also by COVID, and they have been resilient. And so thank you to all the chambers for their work, the BIAs, I know in Woodstock and the Woodstock Chamber as well, and the Ingersoll Chamber, the Tilsenberg Chamber, Norwich, and Tavistock, the list goes on. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We really appreciate that you could be with us. I want to say thank you to our funder, FedDev. Thank you to the County of Oxford. Thank you to our membership, our County Council, our board members for everything that you do. It's been a busy year. You responded to the call. Community Futures responded to the needs in one of our busiest years ever. Thank you to our staff for your continued dedication and loyalty in serving entrepreneurs. It's 1 o'clock. And so again, we want to say thank you and have a great afternoon. Stay safe. And finally, thanks to all our frontline workers that protect us every day, our paramedics, our medical staff, our police, fire, our truckers, our farmers, our teachers, and the list goes on. So thank you, everybody. Stay safe. All the best. And we'll see you soon. Have a great afternoon.